Hello. Well, it's not these, but I got something working. Alright. I am hurt. And the reason I call this hater heaven is because I am hurting. God, I'm in so much fucking pain right now. So much pain. I hurt myself a while ago, years ago, and it's just it never healed. Like it got close. It got close to healing. It was almost there. And I don't know what happened, but I have a rib. All right. So it's like number I think it's 11 or 12. So it's a rib down the right side. And I was reaching over the dash of a Legacy one time. I couldn't quite reach what I was going for, so I went like that. And the dash pushed right on the rib and it blew the rib out of the cartilage in the front and the cartilage in the back. Completely separated the rib from the cartilage on both sides. So I created another floating rib that was actually floating. And I obviously it hurt like crazy when it happened. And I spent a lot of time with a wrap and a bunch of stuff going on and just didn't it it got better over time and all that. And just was like week and a half it fucking broke loose again. And I have just been hurt, man. God damn. So anyways, I'm trying to get my other microphones activated because it's not working. Yeah, definitely not working there. Pull this guy out. Yeah, see it's on and it's not showing them on there. Now, it could be because I might have the wrong connector. I might have done that. It's the wrong connector. Let's see what's that other connector. Oh, see if this one. This guy might do it. Bloop. Let's see if that works. Whew. So, anyways, I am going to struggle through that. And what's difficult about it, too, is that I got turned to the right here, cranked over to the right, and it's on the right side. It's not good. I don't think it's that one. No. It says it's on there. Hey, dude. I appreciate it. Appreciate you telling me the audio is fine and that you're a doctor, and I will definitely trust you because nothing says internet doctors should be trusted like random people telling you what to do with your body. I'm totally on board with that. All right, so this is an EMtron car, and it is input device. No, it's troubleshoot. I don't want that. I want to change over the other one. I want my stereo. This one? This one? I mean, it still sounds the same, I guess. Oh well, whatever. Close. Yeah, I don't know.
There he goes. That was weird. Yep, there we go.
That's the mic I want to use. I don't know if it's better or not, but that's the one I've been trying to use. I hope it's better. All right, let's get this EMtron booted up, huh? Let's get some EMtron stuff going on. M2, and this is new turbine housing. So this is Matt's car with the G35-900 that made the same horsepower, pretty close to the same horsepower as a G3770, and then just stopped making power. And the turbo speed was maxed out. So, you know, that makes us wonder, like, what the fuck? Why is it going on? What's causing that? So, seems to me that when that stuff happens, it's the turbine housing is too small. And it's got an 8.2 on it, and an 8.2 with a 35 profile in real world is not going to create 800 wheel. Like, it's not going to fucking happen. So, it is my belief that the turbine housing was maxed out. It was just cranking up the back pressure and all of that. So now what we've got is a larger 101, I think it is. I think it's a 101 housing from the 8.2. And we're going to see how much more air it moves. We had to put some pump gas in it because the car had to hang out here while I wait for the turbine housing to show up. So the ethanol content is a little low. I upgraded my software and now my other stuff is gone. So I gotta put it back on here again. Holy shit. Oh. Man, just fucking turn to the right and leaning on my right side here. It is just absolute torture. Absolute freaking torture. Reach the maximum parameters for this dash, 9. Well, there's a lot more on the right that look fucking available to me. God damn it. That looks like 9. How about this guy? We'll do this one. We'll add this. You have reached... Wait, what? Sometimes the EMtron logging system or stuff is weird. Oh, I see. I screwed it up. I'm a dummy. Right here. I need to click this one and then click this one. That's what it was. Right here. Wait, that's 6. Why is that one 6? All right. Okay. All right. Where's my ethanol? Fuel table control. Oh, that one can hold a bunch, apparently. Ignition main, fuel tables. It's the same that's on there. But I can't add to that, can I? Oh, I can. There it goes. Ethanol content. I want that one. I wonder if I do one more. One more? Nope, 13. Some arbitrary limit, 13. All right. Did it pop up? There we go. 56. Okay, so we added some pump gas to it. I say we. I had nothing to fucking do with it. I was gone. So, yeah, something exactly. No, totally. Last time somebody did put pump gas in it, and but this time they actually added some because it was cold. It was really cold here. It was like single digits and negatives for a while. And starting something with 70% ethanol in negative and single digits is very difficult. If not near impossible. So they added some pump gas to it. So now we're at 56. But I believe that at 56%, we're probably going to get more power than we did before at 70%. That's what I think. So first, we're just looking at. I got to bring up the other laptops there so we can look at our screen. Client offline. This thing is such a pile of shit.
There we go. All right. So, anyways, I'm freaking dying. I've been on a diet. I have had 3 shots of alcohol since January 3rd. My cat had to be put down a couple weeks ago, so that was the first one that I had since January 3rd. And then a week later, for her anniversary of her passing, we had another one. And then I think I had one the next day, and that's it. But so since January 3rd, I've had alcohol 3 times. I have been on a diet. I have lost 16 pounds. I have put on a ton of muscle mass. I've been working out almost every day. And I think the rapid weight loss combined with all the increase in activity is what caused that rib to weaken. I think all my visceral fat and everything was just holding everything in place. And then I was doing some exercises, and I think it just popped free during those exercises. So it sucks, and I've been having a hard time sleeping, and that's been, oh man, it's been rough. Getting sleep has been very difficult. So thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. We are now pet free. We had 2, and now we have none. As you know, my other one passed away last year because you gave me that thing. And I don't know if you can tell. Look at, I'm skinnier in the face. So, yeah, fucking almost 16 pounds, I think. Actually, I say 14, it was 16. Almost 16 pounds. Down to 204 right now. I actually been 204 for almost a week, but I have been lifting, and so my physique has gone from like this to this, right? So like I'm getting bigger up top and smaller in the middle. My weight has been like 204 to 206 every day, right in that same range for like week and a half maybe. So we'll see. I'm trying to get healthy, and in the process I hurt myself. So that's always fun. But the reason for that is because my wife and I are going on a cruise here pretty soon. And I know that I'm going to put on a bunch of weight on the cruise with all the alcohol and food and everything. So I was like, I might as well get myself into a condition where on at least the first day, I'm not embarrassed to have my shirt off. So that's where I'll be. But I'm sure once I start eating the food on the boat and the alcohol, I'll probably be stuck in the bathroom for a couple of days of the cruise. So my plan is to spend a lot of time on the balcony just reading books, listening to music, and sucking up some sun and watching the ocean go by. That's my plan. Just kind of unplug and reevaluate. I have some things going on in my life, and some weird shit happened in my Discord server, and just some things going on, and I kind of just want to reevaluate. I want to reevaluate some things and reassess my priorities. Nice. So right here, I got a big spread right there. My TMF. I don't like that spread being so large right there. Right there too. Wow, that's a big difference. That was not like that before. This thing was pretty tight before. I wonder, is the turbine housing causing that much more airflow? No, because that's map based. That's throttle based. But my airfield trims are right in because the average is good. But yeah, that's a spread. I don't like that spread right there. I'm not a fan of that. And that's big too. That's 30 to 38. That's a lot. That's almost 20% difference there. That's like 25% difference. Yeah, 25%. So I don't like that. And let's unpause those runtimes again. And then let's see where those spots are. So right now I'm within a couple percent, and that's fine. Fuel's pretty close. My throttle is higher. You'll see here my T-map indication is higher airflow than my map, and we're negative. So my throttle is actually a little high right here. If I drop the throttle area down in this zone, then that'll bring them closer in this area. And assuming all my temperatures are good, well, that's kind of what I should do. So we'll do this with a little area. We'll take a look where I'm at. I'm right here in this spot. And my difference here, I got, yeah, about 7, 7, 7, 8. So it's kind of linear right there. And really, they're not often linear. They're usually a little bit of slope through there. So I'm going to pull a smidge off of that. I'll pull like just a little bit. Right there. And right here. Like that. I just pulled a little bit off. Let's bring it back to the fuel map. And it got a smidge closer, but not enough really for it to be right. This came down half a point, so I did pull just a tiny bit off. But let's double check. Let's do something real quick. I'm going to take my blending. I'm going to go 0. So that goes all to map. So how close is my map? So this means that my VE now is actually low about 1.5%, and my throttle was high a few percent. Down in that lower zone, that lighter load. And really that was this VE table here, because we're not in intelligent mode. We're here on this VE table. So I'm going to add a few percent there. Alright, that pushes that up a smidge. My air field trim is much closer. Now the rest of that is TMAF. Let's double check some TMAF settings real quick though. Correction table is set at 0. That's fine for now. The filter's at default. Outflow correction's at 0. So those things were all 0. I go to my configuration, to my air mass, go to this. I got my 21 outflow scaler. That's mostly affects top end. That doesn't really affect this bottom end much at all, like the teeniest weeniest little bit. So this is when the pressure ratio across it's closer to 1. That's where that has all of its effect, really. So looking at that. So that means that this throttle body model needs to come down some more in here. But man, I don't know if I like pulling it out of here that much. That's a big jump too right there, actually. So let me pull that down some too. Okay, I pulled a bunch out just now. That's a big change. Oh, look at that. That's like right in there. Okay. That's a little closer. Oh, that's a lot closer. All right. Okay, so that's one section corrected. Let's bring it up again. Now you see how far this goes. Now you look here though, and the throttle mass is way low. Look how low that is. I'm gonna hold my throttle steady so I can get to that zone before we lose it. Sort of here. And that's just a slight change, but that needs to go up quite a bit. I pulled that down way too far, didn't I? Gosh dang it. Oh no, 652. Okay, that's good. Let's pull that down a little bit. Let's go back to that VE table. Okay, those are the way closer. And if we look, we're actually rich here. So that tells me now that the throttle's closer and the VE is what's got to come down now in this zone. right here a little bit. Probably a touch of that one. And a touch of this guy. And right here. Alright. There we go. I might have went too far. Looks like that line swapped to the other side. That's laying on top of each other really close there. So that's really good. I'm going to add a tiny bit back in right here. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Okay, so now we're much closer. So both fuel models now are more accurate, which I like. All right, let's see what we got. Which cruise line are you going on? I'm going on Celebrity. Mike Libby, shit, I can't drop from 240 no matter what I do. Nice work. 240. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks, dude. Well, you're a bigger guy than I am. I'm barely 6 foot. Like, I got to stretch really tall, and then I'm 6 foot. Like, in the military, they said I was 72 inches, but they were nice. And then I'm older now, so I'm probably 5'11 and 3/4 or so. So I'm not even 6 foot tall, and I'm not as thick of a build as you are. But I went low carb, not like carnivore, not like Atkins exactly, but I definitely reduced my intake of just sugars, period. And let me tell you, holy crap, what a difference. I used to be a pretty gassy fella. You know, I could rip a bunch of farts whenever I wanted to, pretty much. And now it's like hardly ever. I hardly ever have gas. It's crazy. I hardly ever have stomach cramps. I used to get cramps in my stomach all the time. Now I eat burgers and bacon and steak and elk. I love elk. Elk's good. I would eat chicken, but I'm allergic to chicken, so I'm kind of SOL there. So I'm allergic to eggs, and that makes things really hard. A lot of veggies, a lot of avocados, a lot of dark chocolate for my sweets, like 90%, because there's hardly any sugar in that. It's mostly fiber, actually. So a lot of 90% plus chocolate when I want a little treat. I laid off caffeine for a month and a half. I just recently put some caffeine back in, so I have some coffee, half decaf, half caffeinated coffee. I put a little cocoa nibs. You can buy cocoa nibs, which is like raw chocolate, the shell, and it has some chocolate residual still on it. And I toss them in with my grounds, and the shell kind of absorbs some of the bitterness. And I'm talking like a teaspoon, like a little bit. Absorbs some of the bitterness right out of the coffee, which is weird because dark chocolate is bitter. But the shell, I think, is what absorbs some of that extra burnt bitterness right out of the coffee. And then it's a nice, smooth coffee flavor. It's been a pretty cool little experiment that I did a while ago. But dark chocolate is cool. Raw chocolate is cool. Or cacao, coca, whatever you want to call them. But, yeah, a lot of that. You know, some low-carb tortillas and bread and shit. I make tacos a lot. I made like 2.5 pounds of taco meat. But I don't use that McCormick's taco seasoning shit because that stuff is loaded with carbs. Holy shit, it's got a ton of carbs in it. I made tacos once with that without looking at the ingredients, and I was tore up. My stomach was upset for like 2 days. And so now I just get my own seasonings, my own chili powder, some of it from the garden. Oh, let me get that seatbelt. From the garden, cumin, onion powder, a little smoked paprika, coriander, of course garlic and onion and all that, and mix up my own taco meats, and then this low carb delicioso and that kind of stuff. So do a lot of that. You know, nothing too crazy, but let's see what Jason said. Jason, I dialed in some 7000s in idle and cruised for a guy back east that chose 2 big name tuners that couldn't resolve poor drivability and misfire codes, so he sent them vids of it running fine. He asked them to make their maps better, but they weren't able to dial it in. Cruise for a guy back on. What ECU was he on? You know, a lot of guys don't know how to use the closed loop target maps. They leave them alone. They don't know how to use them correctly. And those go so far in getting the 1700s to idle. You know, trying to get it done at 14.7 just doesn't fucking happen. But if you reach up that target some with those closed loop maps, you can really make it run smooth. So congratulations, yeah, you nailed it. So yeah, a lot of guys that tune shouldn't. And I know there are guys out there that hate my guts. That's why I named this Hater Heaven, because I'm in pain. Hate my guts. Absolutely fucking despise me. I know those people exist, and I know they're wrong. But, they hate me because I'll say, you shouldn't run X or Y, and they just get so mad at me. It's not you don't get to tell me what to do with my car. God, man, I got this dude fucking flipped out on me recently. Total psycho, dude. Total psycho. Dude completely wigged out. Completely unhinged. Flipping on this email. Cussing me out. Because I told him, yeah, dude, you're going to get misfires on pump gas with 1700s. They still misfire if you try and run 14.7. We can make it run richer and stuff, but you're still going to have issues with your setup. Ethanol, no problem. But straight pump, you got to make it run way rich. And I refuse to make it run that rich on straight pump because I don't like wash down cylinders. So, but yeah, dude, I should read some of the shit he said. It's actually hilarious. It was almost like one of my emails. And then the fucking idiot had the gall to tell me that I was intimidated by his intelligence. And that's why I was mean to him. And it was the most crazy, bizarre dealings with somebody I've ever had. I was intimidated by his intelligence. And that's why when he was rude in emails to me, I told him to go fuck himself. That's a thing, You're intimidated by me, so you take it as a physical threat. And then he threatened me and said he wanted to fight me. And so I said, come over. And then he was like, I'm not going to fight you. Why would I fight you? You're a child. I'm like, you just said you wanted to fight me. Like, what's going on? I'm so confused. I was like, I told you where I'll be. Let's do it. Let's throw down. But no, the guy didn't want nothing to do with it. So I don't know. The guy was a psycho. The guy's a complete fucking nut job. Yeah, TMF is low right here. So, alright, enough of this dork around. I can deal with all this shit later. What we need to do is we need to see, does it make more power or not? What's this turbine housing doing for us? Is it going to crank it up? Is it going to give us what we're looking for? I hope so. So let's do it. Set this dyno over here to graph. Oh, I gotta set the speed for it though. 1 second. 3850. Oops, that is not what I want to do. Don't do that. Click there. Thank you. There we go. I will read you guys the email that guy cussing me out. He wished that I had every form of cancer. It was pretty fucking hilarious. Totally unhinged. Like, just totally fucking off the chain nuts in this email. But told me that I was one that got totally unhinged all the time and said in capital letters, totally unhinged and everything. I'm like, I don't think I'm the one. That's pretty funny. I shared it with some friends. Every year I get like 1 or 2 psychos. He was one of them. He's less than big turbine housings. I think it depends on the turbo. RPM and turbo love big housings for sure. All right, let's do this. I'm going to hit the log button. That's not it. I can't read this laptop. There we go. That's active. All right, take a look at this log here in a second. And compare it to the old graph. Let's see if there's anything I forgot. So that was 502. And the fuck's going on? Stop fucking with my computer!
What?
Stop fucking with my computer!
What happens?
It fucking shuts it down when you guys turn the TV on.
Really?
It's over here going flank, 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 flank. Yeah. I need fans.
I didn't know that.
I need fans.
That's crazy.
I apologize to the stream for your earballs. I'm sure they're smoked. All right, that's a little rich. 7.6 lambda. Oh, it leaned out up top though. Look at that. It leaned out quite a bit. And then that's right where we started hitting our. Oh, it keeps doing that. Oh, that was in the rev limiter control range. That's why. Okay.
Better or worse?
What's that? I have no idea. I literally just did one pull. I mean, it's less raw horsepower than the last one right now, but
Well, it's also on way less ethanol.
it's on lower ethanol. I haven't even looked at the boost curve yet. I have no idea where we're at. Yeah, so I'm on low boost. Would look like. What was I at?
Herb looks good though. Cool.
Yeah, the other ones were in Sport Sharp. This was in Sport.
What?
This was Sport, not Sport Sharp.
Oh, got it.
So I'll go to Sport Sharp next, and that'll crank the boost up.
Okay.
Why does the RPM trace look wrong? What if I had the wrong tax setting before? Because it ends really early. Huh. That's a weird step in my ignition right there. I want to look into that. I don't remember there being a step like that in my ignition anywhere. On the left is fuel pressure differential. It looks like it's crazy, right? It's like these huge numbers. It's not. It's 2%. Oh, 11%. Too much pressure right there. So that's no big deal. Air fuels are pretty good. 5%, 4%, 6%, 6%. And then it leans out here right as we hit the rev limiter in the control range of the limiter. So that's fine. You see the second set of injectors when it comes in. There's a little lean bobble right here when it comes in. Brings that second set in. Okay. I didn't have any fans on the intercooler in that pole. So engine temp got the 216. So a little warm there. Air temp got 88. That's not too bad. But with the fans on, it'll be less. All right, let's see what else we got. Triggers are clean, no errors. I like that. Boost. We went over our target because we were in Sport, not Sport Sharp. Our speed is down at 147 instead of 160. Well, I was in Sharp before. I got to keep that in mind. So we'll go to Sport Sharp here in a second, add some more boost to it. Let's look at our knock stuff. Cylinder 1 is making little spikies. That guy broke the limit for a second there, but it's 60% ethanol, 15 degrees of timing at 6,800 RPM. Yeah, there's no effing way that at almost 7,000 RPM with 15.5 degrees of timing that we had any detonation. That just isn't possible. And really, that's not a lot of timing. This is still my peculiar section here. What's going on with that? What is going on with that? I don't see a 3-degree step in my map anywhere. So there must have been a compensation that cleared itself between these 2 points. But what compensation would that be? Let's check out my cams. Cams follow the target nicely. Look at that. They follow the target pretty nice. That's good. Let's go to limits. Yeah, we see right here the rev limiter kicked in. Other than that, no other limits involved, which is good. Acceleration fuel got a little bit when we tipped in, and that was stagnant otherwise until we let off. A little decel fuel there, and acceleration when I revved at 1. That looks good. Drive-by-wire, that's a full 100%. That's good. This thing says 467 kilowatts. Interesting. Let's go to air mass again. I got this difference here in the air mass, though. That's a big difference. That is a difference I need to work on, for sure. That's crazy how much that changed. Huh. Okay, so right here, my air fuel is pulling 6%. So if I'm pulling 6%, that means that my throttle mass is high right here. So I have too much outflow scalar at this point. So let me bump that down some. And by down, I mean up. This is it's an inverse. So here, scaling is inverse. Increasing the outflow scalar will decrease the air mass. That's what we're shooting for. So we're going to go up to 22. And here it says typical four-cylinder dies 24 to 28. So let's do 23. Let's just do that. Let's go 23. That should bring that closer. Back to that again. Let's see. So final air mass was 2.5. The air mass of 2.5 was still too much. So bringing that down will knock it down significantly. That's good. What the fuck is with this, though? This is like what the timing should be. This is low. 10 degrees at 55. No wonder the power is low. But what is causing that? I don't see anything that says it should be pulling timing there. Look, over here. Look at this. Thunk, and it goes down, and then thunk, comes back up. That's like a 3-degree drop right there. I bet that was the engine fan kicking on right there. Cooling fan on, cooling fan off. Yep, right there. And here's, yep, on and off. So that was the fan kicking on. So I need to turn off that compensation. So I have the cooling fan compensation kicked on so that when the fan kicks on, the car doesn't die because it needs extra torque, so it bumps the torque a little bit at idle when the fan kicks on and off. And well, what I should do is just turn the cooling fan off at a certain speed. Like by this mile per hour, the fan shouldn't even be kicked on. But also, we don't want it adding 3 degrees, and we don't want 3 degrees. In this case, it needed it. Like that, it wasn't running enough timing anyways. But we don't want it to add timing when we, at the wrong point. Unfortunately, where I have it right here in my compensation, my user comp, I created this table here, which has got a cooling fan and AC clutch, so that it actuates those. So I think what I need to do is I need to create a user condition for this comp table to keep that from happening. So if I go to comp, compensation table is right here. Then you can see off and on, but or user function. So what I'll do is I have user table 1 enabled. And what I'll do is I'll put it as a user function, and I'll make it so it can only happen when it's less than 2,000 RPM, for example. So we'll go to user function, see what I got available. I got a bunch down here at the bottom available. So we'll go right to 15. So I'll make this guy for user 15, that's 16. And then I'll go to 15. I got to go to configuration. I will go to my functions. I'll go to my user functions. We're going to go to 15. I'm going to turn this on. It didn't work. We'll try it again. Turn that on. There we go. Hit OK. Okay, that is now activated. So that we go tuning, user function, user 15, 15 setup. The label, we're just going to say low load / idle. Okay, and then we'll do channel 1 and channel 2 like that, and we'll say if, where you go, RPM, of course, it has to be engine speed. Engine speed is less than, we'll just say 2,500. That seems good. And manifold pressure is less than, we'll just go 120, because I'm pretty sure it's KPA. That sounds good. We'll do no delay on that, and we'll hit OK. Okay. So we will now check our parameters. Go F3 and go over here to my outputs. User output status, low load, idle, on. All right, now we'll go and rev it. Off. Okay, so it's only going to affect us at low RPM. That works. Okay, and then now we will go to, looks like our fan just kicked on. Or did it kick off? Kicked on. Okay, so now that will disable that compensation during a pull. And that tells me that I got to add some timing. I'm not going to, though. I'm going to leave the timing alone because I didn't. Yeah, I'm going to leave timing alone. I do want to check my wideband. I want the wideband to ensure that it's running. I got 10,000 RPM, so that's working. All right, that should work. And then we'll go to my tables. Looks like it has the ability to pull 10% or add 25%. And then we'll go with this guy. And make sure nothing says 0. Okay. That should work. All right, let me check you guys' messages real quick. Oh shit, yeah, I missed a bunch of shit apparently. Factory TNSTI, I don't care for the other guy. But the other guy I had the mid-13s, he was having misfires on pump and 85. Both. Okay, that sucks. 2 Olympic turbine housing, yep, up Dewey, yo, manifold still just different housing. Yeah, this is all the same. This is all the same. All we did was change the housing. In fact, you can take the car apart. You like unbolted the down pipe, unbolted the up pipe, and the V-bands in the center section, just slid the housing off, slid the new housing on, and put those 2 pieces back in. So there's literally no changes. Hey, Matt. Oh, it's your car. There you go. Did I miss anything resting? Nah. Okay, how's the cold start? Well, it sucks on ethanol and when it's 16 degrees, but it's fine when it's a little bit of pump in it. Was it water temp based? I wasn't totally wrong. Oh, right. Yeah, because of the fan kicking on. Right. Yeah. All right. I'm caught up in messages. All right, here we go. Sport Sharp, more ohms. Hurts my ear.
What?
Said it hurts my ear. It's loud.
Was the green one the last one?
No, the blue one.
What's the change up there? Dropped 100.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know what you want from me.
It's dropping every
I-
pull.
No, it's not.
It's 608, 570.
No, you don't know what you're talking about,
I
so don't start pulling shit out.
I'm an internet guy.
Yeah. All right. So, I'll show you.
Are you streaming? Does the world know
Yes,
I'm an idiot now?
the world knows you're dumb.
No. Everything's
So-
been confirmed.
These are the last two poles right here.
Okay,
Those are the last two poles.
that's pretty good.
But it's obviously less than the 600 that it was before and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I mean, I haven't got the logs yet. I don't know where the timing's at. You know, looks like it's really low. Yeah, 10 degrees, and then 18 degrees. The boost is not hitting the target that was set for it. So I still got to review things and see
Okay.
what's going on.
I'm just excited. I'm gonna go turn the TV on and watch.
I'm gonna kick you in the twat. Oops, don't want that. That was the wrong one. All right. Why are we not making any Jews? Let's take a peek. All right. So at 8,000, we've got 18 degrees of timing. That's not very much. That's not very much timing. And here we've got 10 degrees of timing at 56. Also not very much timing. So it could just be as simple as throwing some timing at it and everything wakes up. But I don't want to do that haphazardly and just throw timing at things and, let's see if this works. I want to make sure that we're checking everything out. Okay, the outflow scaler, look at that. Outflow scaler now almost matches our VE or our map air mass, so that's cool. That outflow scaler adjustment worked. It's really close through here. It's a smidge high right there, but it's really damn close to here. So that was a successful change. That made a big difference. Start cams. Cams are good. It's at 0 degrees up top like we would want. That's expected. 487 kilowatts still. Didn't see any increase in that. Boost pressure did hit 29, or 29, 290 kPa. But you see the turbo speed is not going up. Oopsie. The turbo speed is very casual at 148. And that's nice because it was actually a 160 something before when I was trying to make power on it, and it just wasn't doing it, right? Remember, I don't know if you guys were here. Remember, I had it cranked up to 160,000 RPM. So for a almost 20,000 reduction in turbine speed, we've got the same boost pressure. So that's good news there. So let's see. Let's go to back here. Check our temperatures. Coolant temp. Hey, it stayed cooler through that run as we would want it to do. Air temp stayed cooler through that run. Having a fan on the intercooler surely helps. Okay. Lambda is really darn close. Let's see how much the closed loop system had to adjust for that. Just a tiny, tiny bit. Look at that. It added a smidge up top there. And it's pulling a smidge right here. So it's all way closer. That is very good. Everything is much closer than it was. And now we just need to throw some timing at it. But man, it is definitely laggier at the 101, that's for sure. The weather is very different today, so let's do one more thing. Let's see what the weather correction is on the dyno, see what it's doing, see what it's flipping out about, see if it's way different too. Nope, within a percent. So there we go, that's fine. That's good to know. It's not the correction in the dyno throwing numbers off. All right, let's open an old log. Open an old log and, oopsie, wrong button. Dumbass. There it is. Let's open an old log real quick before I throw timing at it and see if there's anything that I missed. When was the last tune? Is that the 31st? Is that the one? I can't read that. Let me check the screen on here. It's too far away. The 5th. Okay, so the 5th is the last time I tuned it. So I'm going to pull up the log from the 5th, and we'll see how my timing and stuff compare. Pull up this one. Can I grab a couple? Oh, it's not. Grab this one. All right, so I hit way more boost. I had 326 kPa before. The target was 300 and change. So I'm a way less boost this time than before. Timing-wise, well, I had 6.5 at 46, but I had a lot of boost at 46. I don't have that this time. Of course, I'm starting the pulls a lot earlier, which is not right with this dyno. The way it loads, I should raise the RPM up for the start initiation of the pull. Because if we look at the speed here, oh no, 33, that's not bad. Okay. Wow, it was quite a bit more responsive with the other housing. Holy crap. And I didn't have shit for timing it. It's just a lot more boost. 326, okay. And what was our speed? Let's go back to that speed. Am I remembering correctly? 162,000, yeah. So right now we're at 148 with that last pull. So we've slowed the turbo down a ton. And actually that's really good news for us because the wastegate duty cycle was already pretty low. So we'll get a little more resolution now that we get to add the wastegate duty cycle to it. All right, well, let's go at it again. Let's add some boost to it. Let's see. Are you a karaoke fan for your cruise? I enjoy watching people slaughter karaoke. I love to sing by myself or in front of my friends, maybe if we're in the car, and that's about it. I don't have what it takes, so I'll have it. Curious if it changed injector duty cycle? $86. Oh, this is that old log. Right, this is the old log. So let's go to the one we just did. Try this guy. 68. So that makes sense, right? I mean, it made less power, so I mean, it's using less fuel to do it. So that's a given. Just need to raise the boost target back up again. But our ethanol is at 55, so the boost target isn't going up a bunch right now. It's limited by ethanol concentration, and you got a lot of fuel in your tank. They said, "Oh, we got to put a little bit of pump in it." It's almost 3/4. All right. So what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? This is that last pole. 10 degrees of timing at 5,500. Not much. 18 and a half, maybe 20, maybe at 7,800. That's a little better with almost 30 pounds of boost on it. It's a little better. But god damn it, this thing's got way too much fuel in it. I want to go straight ethanol. We can crank it up and see what we do. Yeah, like I said, it's almost 3/4 of a tank. I gotta drain it now. These bastards. Okay. Let me think. Let me double check where we're at. Yeah, 56. Damn it. Well, we know 3 degrees of ignition advance made a big change. Because we see how we added boost and the power didn't go up much because the timing dropped 3 degrees. So I'm going to add a little bit of timing to it for this pole, and we'll just see how she behaves like that. Right now we are in 67% of our timing now is the second map. Okay, so that means we're in both maps. Obviously, it's flex fuel, right? So we're down here, right there. I got 11 on this one. And why is this table so different? That's weird. And 20 on this one. So I'm going to add to the other table. It's about 1 degree. It's about 2 degrees right there at 75. All right, I'm saving it for fast piston speeds. Saving the added timing for high piston speed. So that less likely to knock in the mid-range. Not that I think 11 degrees is going to knock, but first stick apparently. What did we get out of that? So that gave us, still the same 18 at red line, 19 at red line. That didn't go up any. Didn't really go up anywhere. I mean, I was getting half my timing from that first map. You think it had gone up some? didn't go much. Oh. So pick this one there. Mid-range, they're here. Okay. Am I not connected? Like, what's going on here? Did I not add timing? No, 17 degrees. Let's go right here. 7,000. I want timing at 7,000. 14. Yeah, it's still pretty safe right here. Oof. I want that. I want this guy. I want this one. I want to keep these engines together. You know, when you're running something with a lot of boost or a lot of advance, or a lot of RPM, you definitely want to keep it together. So I will be approaching this slowly. Timing is the quickest way to make power. It's also the quickest way to make no power when you separate parts of the engine from each other. Or blow a bearing out the bottom of it or something. So I will be very cautious with it. Let's see, so that guy. Let me go back down about a degree. Like that. Right there. Alright. Okay. Hello, Don speaking. Yes. Yep. Yep. Sounds good. Thank you. Bye. Does the EMtron have cylinders wetting tables? Wall wetting tables? Definitely not cylinders wetting. You definitely don't want cylinder wetting. That's not a good thing. Wall wetting tables. It's not done in the traditional way, no. So, EMtron says that wall wetting is a myth. I could read you the email. But they said wall wetting is a myth. That the only source of, or that the actual source of wall wetting is sensor lag. That's what they say. They say that the sensors lag and therefore the engine runs lean. And their only justification for that is that, see, look, when you use TMAF, you don't have that problem. Now, that argument is kind of funny to me, because with the original TMAFs, the way they had it, when you moved the throttle quickly, the TMAF calculation would spike. And it would spike way more than was actually physically fucking possible to happen. And so recently they added a filter to it to keep it from spiking when you tipped in. And because of that, now I find that sometimes I can add a little bit of acceleration fuel. And acceleration fuel is what you use to compensate for wall weighting. So now I say, maybe wall weighting is not a myth after all. And maybe it was because your original TMAF stuff was flawed. I don't know. But if you ever try and correct anyone that works there, you get nothing but snark. Nothing but combative, immature, I'm fucking smarter than you kind of attitude from those guys. So, yeah, the AU guys. Nick from the US, he's cool as shit. Good to work with. Just a great help and all of that. But the guys in Australia are pretty fucking arrogant. And, yeah, they just love to think that they're smarter than everybody. So, it's a bummer. Because I like working with them, or I liked working with them originally, and no, that's a lie. That's a lie. I've never worked with them. I've tried to work with them. They've always said no every time I came with them with anything. With any idea, they always said no. So I can't say I worked with them. I like using their product and then working with other people to make their product work with other stuff, is what I should say, honestly. I do enjoy the EMtron ECU more than almost any other ECU on the market. The only flaw that I think the ECU really has is the drive-by-wire control. I think is severely lacking in their PID strategies and all that. I think they're severely lacking. But other than that, I love the fuel models. I love the ability to blend all the fuel models. I love that I have control over way more than I have in any other ECU. I mean, shit, like if you saw the beginning of it, you saw where I made that table to activate another table, the compensate table, and just use it whenever I see fit. And I can change the axes on almost any table and create any sort of compensation I want with this. And with the last firmware update that they just released that this car has, they opened up even more control with all of those. They added more user tables. They also made the tables larger, so I have more resolution. I can literally compensate for almost anything that I want with the EMtron. The CAN integration is getting better. They released some stuff lately too that made it better. It's not as open as some other ones, but it's still mostly usable. The ability to use the SI drive is way more inclusive than any other systems. Yeah, Link can use the SI drive. Haltech, I don't think can. Maybe it can now. I mean, some of the revisions, maybe they can. But what you can do with it is so limited compared to what this is. So it's this ECU has got way more capability. It's got way better stage injector control. It's got just a lot of way better shit. And the logging is better. The hardware is better. The onboard oscilloscope for troubleshooting methods is better. A lot of runtime stuff is better. But that being said, it's not perfect. The drive-by-wire control is pretty bad. Almost every other system out there has a self-programming drive-by-wire control that will nail the PID strategy like right off the bat. The ECU, the Link ECU second fill to EMtron. I wouldn't put it at second. I mean, it's good, but it's not a second. I use it second because for the money, you can't beat a Link. Link is the best ECU for the money, hands down. But it doesn't compete with an EMtron. I can't think of any way it competes other than it has a better drive-by-wire system, control system, strategy. That's it. The EMU Black. Yeah, I am not a fan. Not a fan of those at all. I like their CAN stuff. They've got good CAN stuff. I like some of their CAN products. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of how open the CAN system is and how you can integrate with a lot of different stuff. I like that. I do not like the tuning strategies of the EMU Classic or Black. I do not like their fuel models. I do not like the lack of compensations. I do not like the control. You don't get to choose all your own stuff. I do not like them. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like EMU Master, whatever fucking ECU you call those, the black and the classic. I do not like them. I do not like the interface. I do not like the logging. I do not like, I don't like it much about it at all, really. I got a customer with a classic on a Super too, and it's such a piece of shit. It is a nightmare to tune with that fucking system. It's such crap. I don't like those at all. So, 2006 LET 91 SI drive and dual AVCS. Yeah, so the new Link can do that. The Link can definitely do that for you. And of course the EMtron can too. So the Haltech sucks on the Legacy GT though, so don't use that. No, I have not used their DI. Well, I don't know who you mean by there. We're talking about 5 different ECUs here, so I don't know whose DI integration you're talking about. AM Infinity, I use to hold down papers on my desk. Let's see. Yeah, whose DI integration are we talking about? I don't know whose you're asking about. All right, back to this tune here. I got to keep making progress on this. Okay, so I had a bunch of timing just now. Haven't done a poll on it yet, right? Nope, haven't done a poll on it. Okay, we're going to do a poll on that, see how that does. And that'll give us an idea if we're just really far from MBT or if this thing just really wants more boost. Or if this turbo just sucks. It's not 77 degrees right now, is it? Oh, what is it? 50? 48? 48, not that that matters. Okay. Oh, it popped down the atmospheric correction a little bit. I might get mad at me then. I might drop some power. But 2% is, 4 horsepower or something. Is that right? No, because 1% is 5. So I guess that'd be 10 horsepower loss based on the weather correction. But basically at this point, we should see, I'm adding a couple degrees of timing. And with a couple degrees of timing, you should see a significant increase in power output. And if you don't need that timing, right? AM, almost engine management, right? Yeah. Haltech seems way overpriced. Dude, it is bad. So the new Nexus, like R series stuff, is better, but it's still lacking. And the idle control on Haltech is still garbage. I don't know why they haven't fixed that yet. And the resolution is okay. The amount of you can compensate for is not okay. The wiring assignment and the ability to change inputs using multiple stuff is severely lacking. Holy crap, it's so bad. I can't believe Haltech charges for that shit. And then let's say you had an Elite 2500 and you want an Elite 2500 to have the same capacity as an EMtron, you'd have to buy enough add-on modules and shit that it would cost more than the EMtron to get the same number of I/O and wideband O2 sensors, and you would still have 50% of the ability of the EMtron. The Haltech is so overpriced. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, so I figured out with the Haltech what causes that, Eric. Haltech has a filter on the crank sensor by default. And you have to turn off all the crank and cam sensor filters on the Haltech, or you get errors for days on Subarus. And they're on by default, and you got to turn them all off. If you turn the filtering off, and then they'll run a lot better. You'll have almost no errors. But yeah, it's insane. Like level 1 of their filtering is so aggressive that it loses cam crank sync all the time. You're like, What is the function of this filter then? Is it a cylinder ignition filter at this point? I'm going to filter out some operating cylinders. We don't need all them cylinders. That's way too many cylinders. It's a cylinder filter. Yeah, it's crazy how bad some of the Haltech shit is right now. All right, let's try again. Oh wait, hold on a second. I forgot to. Yeah, that's an excellent move, by the way. Turn off the Haltech. I was not on the EMtron screen to start my log, so I abandoned that. Oh, what's this guy? Oh, that's new. I didn't see that before. That's cool. Okay, that's neat. I gotta play with that. I did not see that one before. Alright, back to this. Boy, this thing is loud. Alright, this is Tattletale on Dominic for being too conservative time. Let's see, how conservative was I? Alright, so timing, still 10 up here. 20 here? What the fuck? Well, I mean, it added about a degree. And we picked it. Wow, okay. So it wants timing. It wants timing across the board. That is a given. So, I mean, I only added like a degree or so in most of it. And it was cooled off there. This spot's still low. How'd the boost go? It went slightly over our target there. That helped a little bit with that low end. Okay. And our wastegate duty cycle is still low. Our turbo's still going slow. Alright, so let's do that. Let's go check out that boost. Boost control, closed loop, max duty. What do I got set it at? 45. Alright. Let's bump it up. I'm excited to get to bump it up, actually. Not because I want more boost, but because I'm gaining resolution by doing so. And that's, whoopsie, that was the wrong button. That is exciting for me. Why is this not? Come on. There we go. Okay. I like to gain. I always love gaining resolution in my boost control system. So I'm happy with that. Okay. So our clamp right now is 297. Of our lower boost target. Like that. Alright, so we added a tiny bit of timing and we picked up like 20 wheel. So clearly I don't have enough timing on this thing. Clearly there's not enough. But I'm trying to push the timing map because you see I'm using some of this table and a bunch of the other table, right? With my fuel, with my model here. So if we go to my z-axis again, show it again, you'll see here I've got ethanol content up top here, and then the percentage of the timing table. So this means I'm at 60-something% of my timing is the second table. And it's supposed to show us that in the description, but it's not. So if it's a 1, it's the first table. If it's 2, it's the second table. So we're at, 6%. So in the first one here, at 70, actually let's do that. Let's go to the logger and I'll show you. We'll go right to 75. 7,500 RPM right here. Oopsie, nope, I moved it over. There we go. That's 75 basically, 74.95. Okay, so right here in this cell. So I've got 15 is 16.6. And if I had the runtimes paused and I was looking at the logging, then this table here on the right would say what the table is right there. Wait a second, what? Ignition table 130 degrees? What the fuck? That's not 30 degrees. That's like 25. Huh. That is weird. Oh, it's defaulting to 30. It's locking at a value below when the idle control kicks in. It's not updating that map anymore. That's what that's going on. Okay, because I'm like, there's no way it's 30, but as soon as the idle control kicks in, it stops updating that on the right. See that? If I touch it now, I'll be able to get it to show what the map is showing. So outside of idle control, that stops updating for some reason. Interesting. I wonder why that doesn't do that. Why that's not it's not updating. Okay. Sorry, I don't know if you can tell where I'm looking over here on the right at this sensor dash area here. This here shows you the value from the table, and it was at 30, and this was down here at 26. I'm like, what is going on? But I realize now, playing with the throttle, that as soon as the idle control kicks on, this stops updating. A little bit of a quirk, I would say, but it stops updating, and that's why the value didn't match. But if I kick the throttle just a teeny bit, right there you go, you see it updated to what it should have been at this map. Because when I hit the throttle, I took it out of idle control. So for some reason, idle control stops that table from updating. Yes. One question. My wife's employee has a husband that wants to blow a bunch of coin on and build for his STI. She told him to call me about the car because he's got some estimates on some things. I wasn't sure which way to go. I talked to him when I found out it was an STI. I was like, well, it's not really my wheelhouse. He has decent expectations, but still a little uninformed. Would you be willing to give him some advice? Of course I would. Okay. All right. So anyways, what's supposed to happen, let's go back to that 75, sorry. I got distracted by that table not showing me the right value. Okay, so table 2, here we are at 7,500. We're right about 20.1-ish. And then ignition 1, we are at 16.4-ish. So that's a 4-degree difference with to the ethanol. It's not bad. HPA tells you to go 10 degrees. Don't fucking do that. That's a good way of lifting heads off of engines, let me tell you. So anyways, that means that it's leaning 65% towards the other one, which means that if I cut these in half, so 16.4, and what did I say that one was? So it was 20.1 or whatever, somewhere in there. Then the difference is going to be, the middle is going to be 18. And then it's going to be like 10% more above that. So it should be like 18.5, 18.6, somewhere in there. It's not what it should be. What are we looking at here? 18. Okay, so it's about 18. So I was within half a degree. And if we bump the RPM up to teeny bit, there's 18.3 at 75.25. So we're right in that range between the two tables. That's where it's blending. So it's almost the middle, really. And what I should do is bump this up a little bit more right here, because half is not enough when you have this much ethanol in a car. Half is a little conservative. So this is what I should be doing instead of just continuing to add timing to the map, because I really want this to go up here like that. That's more representative of what the timing curve will look like on this car as we add power. So now I just added, just by changing that to 8, I added another degree of timing to it. If I made that a 2, I would add 2 degrees of timing to it. So 1 more degree. What happens with 1 more degree? I'm going to clear these things off and bring up just the last one. And then we'll do 1 degree timing. Look at that. I either blew off an intercooler hose or I let off right when the rev limiter hit. I'm not sure which one that was because there was a little bit of a pop right there. So yeah, so that degree that we added there, let's see, let's go back to 75. Added about half a degree. Well, that'd be almost a full degree. 18.6, but we still picked up 20 wheel out of it. So I picked up 20 wheel on half a degree. So yeah, my top end timing is pretty conservative right now. That is safe to say. When you pick up that much power with half a degree of timing, then you have got it conservative. And there's a lot of tuners that would keep them conservative like this too, and there's a lot that won't. There's a lot that'll just crank the timing into it and really attempt to lift the heads off the engine. So I'm not going to do that. But the fact that the half a degree of time picks up 20 wheel means I still need to add more timing to it. And really though, just up top. Granted, this area down here is because it sat for a long time. The boost probably came in a little slower. If I had to guess, what happened here. But up here, that's definitely the addition of the timing that's bumping it up. So I will definitely add some over 7, or about 67 to 7. I have 3/4 tank of gas with 53% ethanol.
Yeah.
So too much fuel. But I mean, I picked up 20 horsepower with half a degree of timing, and which means it's conservative as shit, right?
Yeah.
And that was the last 2 poles are almost 20 horsepower each pole, with the addition of about half a degree of timing. So,
I mean, it's responding.
yeah. So I'm gonna put a little more timing into it from like 67 and up. See if I can make that ramp up a little more towards red line.
It's got half-inch studs and
Yeah.
all the shit.
I know. I still don't want to lift heads off the
No.
engine. Yeah. So I'll add a little more up top and see if we can flatten that out, the torque out, and lift the horsepower some more. And then
You got boost up there?
no, but it's not even as high as I had it last time. I'm getting close to the power last time.
Yeah.
Because it was, I think the highest we got was 608, but that was like 33 pounds of boost or whatever it was that we did on it, and this is right at almost 30. So, yeah, with conservative timing and everything else.
Cool down low.
Not
Doesn't
great.
look like much.
Not great. It didn't pick up as. It's definitely slower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like much.
No, well, I'm starting later too. I think it realistically probably lost 750 RPM.
With just the housing?
Oh yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. No, not weird. No, that's totally expected.
Considering that we went to a 30 to a 35 and didn't lose any.
Right, because the housing was so small before. Right. Yeah, we had that. We basically had 37 to 70 performance on the 35-900 on the 82, right? Which is obviously means it's mismatched. So, losing spool is definitely expected.
I wonder if the 101 housing on a 30 would be good.
It might rip. I mean, I like to try it on Josh's because he has the 30-900.
Yeah.
And his made 770 power with more lag.
Yeah.
So I don't. That might be too far off. I don't know, but I would still like to find out.
Well, I was just talking to Carson. I was like, Subarus kind of are like rotaries in the sense that they hate exhaust back pressure, like fucking hate it.
Right.
Some stuff you can get away with, but Subarus.
Yeah, it's no GTR.
Anti.
Yeah.
Back pressure.
Yeah.
So maybe the bigger housing, because Mikkel's worked fantastic.
Oh, his rips.
With the 3660, so smaller compressor wheel, 30 housing.
Yeah.
It's loving it.
Well, he made 535 wheel on that too, didn't he? Yeah.
But considering that Nick had a 25 660.
Made 485.
Yeah, and they're both like, you know,
Yeah.
NA power. It's in boost the second. Anytime you want it to be, it's in boost.
Yeah, Mikhail's car, I did launch control at 2800 RPM. It was 22 pounds of boost. Yeah.
Well, what would it be on this?
At 2800 RPM? Pound and a half, probably? I don't know. I can activate it and find out. But, yeah.
I mean, the graph looks great.
No, I mean, it carries more than those other cars do. You know, it carries way more than other cars do, but...
I was looking how flat it is up there. Is boost falling off at all, or is it just staying perfect?
No, it's falling off a bit. I mean, there's the boost curve right there.
Okay.
So if you look at here, it does this number. The white's the target. So it goes over the target a little bit, and then just does this little taper action. This is manifold, and that's charge. So the T-map sensor is seeing a delta across the throttle body, which isn't the throttle body. That's just where the sensor is, the way it's routed. Yeah. So it's seeing a delta there. Speed, I'm now at 157 on that last pull, though, on top. Wow, so the ignition advance sped up the turbo, too. 157.
How is that in comparison to last time, speed-wise?
I hit 163 before.
But you're not as much boost, so...
Correct, and I was 163 sooner, too. This is more gradual towards redline. If we had higher ethanol, I would definitely push the boost higher again and give it a shot. I just don't want to go crazy with it. And Matt's been out of this car for so long. I don't want to, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Risk something for no reason.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm being a little scaredy bitch. I will totally admit that. But I don't want to fucking break it.
I'm curious to know why the 900 compressor wheel doesn't perform any different than the 770 wheel.
It doesn't seem to do much, man.
Huh?
It doesn't seem to do much.
It's significantly larger.
I know, and I don't know what it doesn't seem to be performing very well. I don't know if it's a torque requirement or what. Let's ramp this bitch up and pull some out up here. Not that much ramp there, but yeah, I don't know if it's like a torque to turn the wheel or what. I don't understand myself, like why.
I don't know.
It doesn't seem like it doesn't do anything. I don't know. It doesn't seem to do a lot. Compressor housing too small, too compact?
No, because they sell that all the way into an 1150. That same compressor housing.
I don't know. I mean, because it's fucking speed's maxed out. We're over the max limit right now, or where they say to stop spinning it. And the boost numbers, it's just not a good compressor map because it's limited, right? If it wasn't speed limited, it'd be a beautiful map. It would definitely go more. But you look at the compressor on it, and for it to be 900 horsepower, you'd have to do it at like 14.5 pounds of boost.
So you need a 6-liter.
Yeah, you need
Like
more
a hot
displacement.
6-liter.
You need more displacement. Yeah, but it's not a low displacement turbo for that because it's so.
I wonder what the answer to that is.
What turbo to run? I think the answer is just spin the bitch faster. Maybe the 30 with the smaller wheel and the bigger housing, and then run it way past the speed limit.
Could be.
Maybe.
We don't have speed on any 770.
That's not true. We had it on someone's car. We had it on.
Oh, maybe Ryan's car?
Yeah, I think Ryan's car. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, the last ones I've done, we haven't.
Yeah, and we have it on Josh's car. But he has the 900.
Josh's, but it's a 900.
Yeah.
And we've done 3 or 4 of this 770 660 combo since. So.
This table's too
So
big.
another thing too is Pulsar offers their 35-900 in a 5-blade wheel, like in a 2-stage compressor wheel.
Okay.
So maybe that's something to try. Just be a center section swap. Rather than the 9-blade compressor. They have a 5+5.
Oh, like their own compressor? Instead of the. Well, so
They're Mitsubishi wheel design.
I mean,
rather than the G series Garrett design.
Yeah.
But they fit in the housing, so. I don't know what the answer is.
I don't either. I do not.
Because Igor's wasn't making the power that it should either.
He had the 1050, didn't he?
Yeah.
A lot of people complaining about the 1050.
Hmm?
A lot of people complaining about the 1050.
Yeah, not doing what it's supposed to.
Yeah, maybe it's just maybe they're just not good for that part, you know.
Well, they did release the Gen 2 Garretts, the G series Gen 2s. So maybe they fixed some stuff. They also said they found 10%
Flow.
efficiency.
Oh, efficiency?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Can you find 10% efficiency?
Yep.
It was already 70-something percent.
Yep, they found an extra 10%. So I don't know if they were holding out.
Ah, it's like my ex-wife.
I don't know. You know, they're not extended tip either.
Right, and most turbos on the market are.
Pretty much everything is nowadays.
I don't know.
So maybe they added extended tips and they're like, what? 10%.
All right, I'm gonna do some.
Okay.
I'm gonna do another poll with a little more timing on top. Maybe make my own fucking compressor with extended tips. Check your message. Buddy of mine runs the Pro EFI on 2GA swapped. Yeah, Pro EFI, huh? It's terrible too. Yeah. That system is so bad. And what's crazy is they're unnecessarily popular. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's not a good system. Records must be set, right? Just now realized this is Matt Martin's car in the chat. Saw the profile name. 1-2 housing works great on the G35-1050. Yeah, we put the bigger housing on the 1050, and it just, I mean, we got 800 wheel out of it on this dyno. 805, I think, is what we hit. So it definitely did something. This has got 101. Yeah, because we put the 105. I think it's 105. I think it's 1.2, right? Is it 105 or something? I forget. 83 housing and 3-inch downpipe back. It's 83 housing on G3770, 3 inches from downpipe back. I don't know what you mean, but yeah, the other car has 3-inch downpipes. So, and yeah, man, I don't know the answer to that question. Yeah. I think that the header in this is a little bit limiting. Oh, that's right. I did blow a pipe off. I did blow a pipe off. I just remembered. This is on a stock header. Leg! Ooh, our package got delivered. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I gotta reattach that pipe that blew off the intercooler. I think it blew right off the throttle body. And yeah, this is on the stock. It's a stock JDM twin scroll Forester header. That's right. We took off the. It had a Tomei header that was twin scroll that we used for some twin scroll kits. And honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but it was like one of the only options we had at the time. And so we took that off and tried something else, and the factory twin scroll Forester header was actually doing pretty good. It had a way better merge than the other ones. Like, they actually come together and merge correctly, almost parallel with each other. It's got a much better merge and everything, so it's really nice. And so it's even nicer, in our opinion, than the 207 twin scroll header. The factory 207 one is nicer on the Forester than the 207. So we're like, screw it, let's run it, let's see what this thing can do. So yeah, I totally forgot. This is on a factory header. Might be interesting. The future might be very interesting. Well, maybe we get Lane. Someone needs his tools. Too small for back pressure. Oh, maybe he's asking for a 3. No, so... No, 3 inches really good. I've run many horsepowers on 3 inch. It's plenty large. Now, the mufflers after that could potentially be, too restrictive on some cars, or the mid pipe have a merge or a Y in it that's too restrictive or not, ideal or whatever. That kind of stuff definitely can happen. But I don't think this car would have that issue. I have to look again, but I don't think so. But yeah, 3 inches. You can flow a lot with 3 inches. Yeah, this was an experiment, because the other one that we had on here was just felt that it was one of our issues. So we put the Forester header on it to give it a shot. So it's the first time these two have run together. Well, the other dyno day, like the other numbers that we had, were on the Forester header too. The drivability was so much better with the Forester header too. Like, it was night and day difference with just the way the engine ran. Just driving it normally, a huge difference between that and the Tomei header. And you wouldn't think the exhaust had that much of a difference, but man, did it. It had a big difference. Chase brought his vet here. It's got my cam in it. Hey! I blew off an intercooler pipe. I need tools.
On the turbo?
Oh, I don't know. I think the throttle body. I didn't look.
I just talked to the turbo.
Oh, okay, I didn't look. I just know that it did. Definitely throttle body. Definitely throttle body.
Body.
I wanted to bring my vet out too. I was getting irritated for a second. I was like, why does Chase's vet rev so much faster than mine does? Like, oh, it's got a blower on it. That's right.
Yeah, but it also it's when I was driving it, you have to like floor it, and then it kind of goes a little bit. But let me tell you,
How much ethanol's in it right now?
I have no idea. No, I think there's some because we tried it and it didn't work, but I don't think we went crazy with it.
Yeah, it's should have some in it.
Is there a plug in there, Carson? Is there a plug in there?
So
The plug in
Carson
there.
was saying there's a big car meet May 17th. So
May 17th?
Yeah, May 17th.
Okay.
So it's not that we will
Bring the vets?
have to get the vets ready and then get that ready. I don't know if I'm going to make it because I already have previous occasions, but I'll see if I can change those. But I said if I can't, everyone should just take one of the cars and go have fun with
Oh,
it.
fuck. Will I even be here?
I don't know. But also, with that being said, Carson said he wants to see some fast times at the track this year, and I said, we just need Dom to take the vet. Lane said that he's going to pull the fender to fix the flex fuel while you finish that out, and then you can go hurt some fields with that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get the drag pack retires on it.
Yeah. That's exactly what
We'll
Lane
do-
said.
we'll do
is
them
we
both
just
vets.
gotta Order some tires and take it out, and it'll...
Some 17s and some Hoosiers.
Yeah.
What's crazy, I think that thing only has like 300 miles on it since we put that engine in there. Like,
What plugs are in this?
They're CLFRs, but we figured out what's wrong.
Yeah?
Yeah. He cross-threaded the plugs, and they only go in about 2.5 turns.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Carson took them out, and he's like, they came out really fast. Like,
although, I will
loosened
say,
them, pulled them out, and they came out really fast.
Oh, because he tried to put them in with the whole ratchet and extension attached to it and everything.
next time you get the vet,
So did you recover them, do you think?
I'm attempting right now.
Is that a tap or a plug?
It's a plug with holes cut in it because I don't have a fucking, I don't know where my chaser went. With slots.
Oh, slots cut in it? Yeah. How many turns did you get in there?
About 2.
Oh,
So he might have them in there fucking way early.
yeah.
Dom, next time you choose the vet, if you could make it not so loud, and then it also sounds like it has a vacuum leak, so it goes fix those two things.
No, what I need is I need a Monday through Friday, and both of you guys bring fucking cars down
Well,
here. and
you
I'll
need
do
to
an
close your exhaust flaps and they'll get quieter. You have your exhaust flaps open all the time.
Yeah.
So close your flaps, it'll get quieter.
Never want to close it. You want to fire this with sarcasm.
No, what I want to do, I'm getting maybe a little bit further. It's only about halfway.
Yeah, let me see your slots. Where's your slot at?
They got a little bit of grease in them, but
Oh, right there, yeah. Ugh,
it's shit.
that sucks.
I got a lot of
That sucks.
Wayne and I were telling Carson about the vet, and I said I had to go get it because we're going to leave this one here while we're doing stuff. Carson was like, why don't you drive it? And Wayne and I both like, look, dude, the thing's like 800 wheel horsepower. It's not exactly like a fun daily driver.
It's not fun at all.
Carson's like, I'd daily drive an 800 horsepower car. We're like, no. Everyone says that. Well, you have to.
Everyone says that till they have a 400
Bill. So how did you meet up? The best part is he goes, why'd you get build it then? I was like, we broke the valve spring. Which is really what happened. Like,
Yeah. I broke a valve spring, built an engine, put a blower on it.
yeah.
That's the natural progression, I think, right? All right, I need a fucking wrench. Oh, it's on. Okay. All right. I'm like kind of low right now. What's going on? She's angry. I bogged it out. So we'll have to trade the header out on this thing. See what happens after we do that. What's my temp? 183. All right. Nope. Something about putting a worm drive on a throttle body with boost. Not holding. Big surprise. Ooh, look at that. It was waking up though. Holy shit. It was en route. Look at that. Came right up this curve and was like going for it. Man, what if that thing was loose already? It was leaking. Man, if that thing was leaking before, that would cause huge power drops. I mean, look at that. It's fucking right up this curve and then just kept going. And the boost exceeded the target just like every other time that we've done it. And the timing was, there's more timing. There's 1 degree more timing right there. So that 1 degree, I guess, just waking this bitch up. God dang it. Can we get like a real clamp on this throttle body or something, or what?
I just asked him, I was like, how tight did you get it? He's like, tight enough to skin. I was like, oh, that ain't gonna work. And then he went, what? And I was like, it popped up again.
Do we have anything else?
So I don't think I have a 3.5 minutes.
Come on now, I got like a stream full of viewers. There's like 2 people or so waiting to see what happens here.
You're like, 6 people are embarrassed.
Yeah. 6 people are committed to this. I don't think it's that many. I think it's like 2 people or something.
You know, if you ever wanted to question whether white privilege is a real thing, just drive a Corvette. Because on the way here, I took the back way through state lines. I didn't want to hit any stop signs in case it died on me. And so I had it revved up pretty good, and I moved through a stop sign with it revved up. And a cop passed me, and I was like, oh, fuck. And I saw him flip around and flip his lights on. No, he pulled over the piece of shit shitbox that was behind me. He didn't give a fuck about the Corvette.
To be fair, everyone I know that's ever had a Corvette says that you have like some sort of a fucking superpower.
No, cops are like, yeah, that's cool. But there was a truck that
If
like,
not,
I don't know if this one will work.
No.
I was in
This one, Carson.
I was in downtown Everett, and I was driving a Ford GT. This guy, I just met the dude.
Yeah.
I knew him for like 10 minutes. I'm gonna drive the fucking car. So I'm driving this Ford GT through downtown Everett, and at that stoplight, I fucking nailed it and threw it sideways through this intersection. And as I'm drifting the intersection, I'm looking at a cop. I'm like, like eye contact through the intersection. Whoa! I was like, oh shit! Straight the car out. Nothing.
yeah.
He just was like,
The truck
just
that
watch.
got over behind me was like a Toyota little yellow 80s truck with no bed on it, like looked very pieced together. Cop really came up quick more eventually. I'm like, I just blew a stop sign. I'm clearly like, I was stuck. He was like, you are rolling, nothing.
What did it say? Worm drive, wanted to party. Yeah, it didn't make it though. Duct tape, a couple of zip ties, give at least 5 more power. Well, the thing is that, so the biggest issue is that a hose clamp isn't supposed to keep a pipe in place. That's the biggest issue. The hose clamp is just supposed to work on sealing, but unfortunately, it's being also used to keep a pipe in place, and that's wrong. There should be a strap on the pipe that holds it in its location so that the clamp doesn't have to do any of that action, because it's not what it's made to do, right? Silicone on aluminum. Those aren't two things that were like, oh, they're so grippy together. All right, there should be a strap on this pipe. So I'll have Lane put a fucking strap on it, because this is bullshit. This shouldn't happen. Hey, there's a threaded bung right here. Yeah. Is that a 10 mil or an 8 mil?
It's an 8.
This 10 looks like it needs some love. Is it tight?
Yep.
All right. We need a strap. We'll strap it to the manifold so that it can't blow off. Of course, I don't want to scratch that intake, so we'll do something else. All right, let's do this. I guess I gotta tweak that. My idle, now that I adjusted the throttle. You guys remember when I changed the throttle area earlier? Right here. Oh no, we're not there. We're down here. Okay. Make this lower. Go down like that. It's gonna push it to the right some. That'll push it to the right some. There we go. It gives us a little more. Actually, you can go like this. Let's do another bump down. Boop. Push it to the right some more. That'll help steer it up a little bit. And that'll fix the fueling at idle. 6, 7, 2. Just like that. Okay, there we go. So we pushed it up a little bit, and that will change my fuel calc. There we go. Like that. Much better. That'll help idle too. All right. Take whatever this is. Take a gajillion. I'm gonna turn the DCCD. I keep getting a traction control light, so I'm gonna turn that off. Get that going there. This is my backup table map. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. This is based solely on throttle position. So I have this and a comp table together that create a third fuel blend model, but it's an emergency one. It's only active when I go to I mode. So I can punch down on it. So if he's on the track, he can bam, hit I, and bam, we're on this fuel map. And that's what's at right now. So he's on this fuel map, and he can still run if he has any issues with something. Now I go to Sport Sharp, takes it back to the other fuel map. And I got him pretty close, so it shouldn't be really apparent that it's different. So, okay, let's do this again. Take 17. Holy shit! That's not right. That coupler must have been leaking. That coupler must have been fucking leaking. God damn it. Look at that. The boost went up. I bet the fucking speed's lower too. It is. It was leaking the whole time. Holy shit. Where'd that go? Holy shit. Take that, Forester header. All the Forester header haters in the chat. Big F for you guys. Look at that. That had to have been leaking. The boost came in sooner. The turbo speed dropped a bunch. 153. Is it lean now? Did I have to add a bunch? A couple percent. That's not too bad. Duty cycle's now at 75-ish? 74? 75? Holy shit. What a difference a bolt makes. Holy crap. So I think that coupler had been leaking.
Oh, really?
Like maybe the bottom was pinched or folded or something. Because I just added 100 horsepower.
Why? How? Same timing?
Yeah, well, it's got 1 degree more.
Not 100 horsepower worth of
But
timing.
turbo speed dropped a bunch. I think it was leaking. I think it was not sealing all the way. Something was leaking somehow.
You know what's funny is when I was doing the turbine housing this morning, I was tightening down the front charge pipe, and that's the only other one that has a worm clamp on. All the rest of them have T-bolts.
Uh-huh.
And I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's on there tight. Like it was fully seated, everything was tight. But I did, while I was tightening this one, I was like, oh yeah, it's got a worm clamp on it too.
It might have been leaking or something. I don't know. Like, it just...
I'm not happy about it.
No. I mean, 6...
All what sucks is case man drove the other extra morning because of trying to get some of the pump gas out of it. And I should have sent him, I keep forgetting, I should have sent him to the intake place. We could have got
To get a T-bolt for that? Yeah. Well, that pipe needs a strap.
Yeah, well, the throttle body only has 2/3 rib, so the bottom is smooth.
Right. But I'm saying that pipe needs a strap. So the pipe can't move this way without unbolting it. Right? Because a clamp shouldn't hold the pipe in place. A clamp is for sealing. Pipes should be held in place by a mounting solution of some sort. You know, so that needs a strap, so that's never an issue.
Yeah, I thought about
I
it.
mean, because the T-bolt would be adequate if it had a strap.
Well, I mean, the work plan is somewhat fine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The worm clamp would be fine if it had a strap. 653.
Oh,
Forester header.
yeah. You know, that's the turbo that's designed for the TFL 35 turbo.
The header.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had a TFL 35, a twin scroll, and single same turbo, different turbine now.
Right. Cute little guy.
That's great.
Ugh. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah. Is the graph okay now? Is it good? What do we got for comments here? Well, goddamn, right? Yeah. Yo. What's up, Kenneth? Thanks. I'll cover the clamp. Get a clamp. I didn't see that. Hey, thank you. I will get the guys to buy a clamp. Yeah, if I don't know if you hear them or not. I don't know when these go out of range or not. If you can hear me outside the shop and all, but the Chase was just up by the place earlier today too, and he forgot to tell him to get a clamp. So that's a bummer. But I mean, as you can see, thank you for the $6.99. I assume that means Canadian. $6.99 towards a clamp. Thank you. Charge the customer at least $5. Get the baling wire, ties, and tape. Saves lives. Can't wait to go on Flex and get new pistons. Well, I mean, you don't need pistons at Flex. Flex is good. Flex saves pistons. You only need pistons on Flex if your tuner watches HPA Academy and tells them to add 10 degrees of timing. Then you need new pistons. You don't do 10 degrees of timing on EJ. I don't know any engine where you do 10 degrees of timing with ethanol, but yeah, don't do that. But yeah, you don't need new pistons on Flex. Pump gas is the piston eater for sure. Can't do the clamp. That's crazy. E55. Yeah, we're at 55 right now. Here's the graph of a couple clicks. Forester header ain't doing bad. 400 at 4,000. No, it's not that much. The 250 at 4,000. So you see there that the horsepower is 250 wheel at 4,000, 350-ish at 4,500, 4,750 you break 400 wheel, and then it keeps going. The torque is 400 at 4,500 for torque. Yeah, so 440. That's the torque, not the horsepower. But yeah, 400 foot-pounds at 45. So the dashed line here, or the dotted line, is the right graph. The solid line is the left graph. That's what we're seeing here on this. So that was okay. That's cool. So unfortunately, I'm just below 3/4 of a tank. Didn't burn enough fuel, and all that. So we need to get fuel out of this. That's not going to happen today. It's already 4:40, but easier to see with it open. I'm sure this isn't good to watch on a phone, regardless. So sorry about that. Let me enlarge it now. Let's go. This is 155. Yeah, 155 on a Dyno Dynamics Dyno Tech. It's not the same as the regular Dynamics ones, which is really annoying because I've tuned on multiple Dynamics dynos. On other ones that are not the Dyno Tech, the ramp rate is not the same, which is stupid annoying. So, yeah, 155 on this one. I got a 2-second hold on it, and you can see where the RPM starts at 3,800, which is a smidge high. But with this thing, with this dyno, if you load it too soon, it doesn't even behave like the street because the ramp goes up real quick. Oh, 450, sweet. Yeah, what's this one? This one's the Dyno Tech. I think this is before they even had a classification for it. Oh, that's a single, right? The 450 is a single hub, or the single eddy brake. And then this is the 900 because it has the 2 eddy brakes, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think each eddy brake is capable of 450. I think is what they're rated for. Wow, so that was eventful. Okay, so let me pull up an old one from the other day. Let's look at them side by side. I think this one might be one of the last ones. Is this a good one? Yep. Okay. So green obviously comes in sooner. It's definitely got more torque through here till about there. So faster spool on the smaller housing, more torque in here, and all that. So it's got more spool, more torque in the bottom end, and in actuality, it's a lot more because if I had started this pole here in the same spot, then this torque would be up here, right here. It would be 100 foot-pounds more, realistically. So the smaller housing definitely spools faster by at least 500 RPM, maybe 750 even. Yeah, I'd say 750 because this would definitely be here-ish if I was spooling it at 4. If I started to pull at 38, so that would be 5. Yeah, right about 750. So that's expected. So yeah, it's definitely spools a lot faster on the other housing, but we also picked up 50 wheel, almost 50 wheel. I told Lane that this housing should add 50 wheel to this car, no problem, but I lied. It's not quite 50, but it's definitely a good jump. So this is the 101 housing. The last one, this was the 82. The red is the 101. And you can see it's falling off pretty good too. It's already starting to fall hard up here. And again, this was only like 30 or 40 wheel over the 770, what does in this time. A 770 run overspun, as this was too. Run the 770 overspun by 10 to 15%, does like 585 on this dyno. Just topped. Like that's absolutely maxed out and over the speed limit. At the speed limit, I think the 770 is right around the 550 mark on this dyno. And with this being the 35-900, you know, you would think it would do way better than that 550 mark. But at 608 before, we were overspinning the turbo. So I was like, this is fucked up. Like this turbo should do better. And so we got the 101 housing and put it on this morning. So the only thing we changed was that 101 housing and, of course, some tuning to compensate for that and get some things opened up. But still, it was pretty maxed out before, and now we've added almost 50 wheel to it. And this is still lower boost and lower turbo speed right now than that 608. So the 653 is, it's like 3.5 or 4 pounds less boost than the 608. And the turbine is turning, or the turbocharger is turning over 10,000 RPM less on the 650 than the 608. So when I add more ethanol to it and we push it to the same boost-ish or something like that the 608 ran, or at least the same turbine speed, I should be more mathematical about it. Just whatever turbine speed is equal to the 608, and then see where we're at. I think that's going to really be a better indication of what's going on. So, a 35R Gen 2, the 3582 or the 84 RS? Because 82 is like 5 something on this dyno. High fives on this dyno. The RS is high 6s, I think, if I recall correctly, or something like that. So, on this dyno though, like my GC did 535 on this dyno, and I trapped 137 miles an hour in the quarter. That should give you an idea. My time was a 10.7, but my whole first gear was burning out all of first gear off the line. So at 535, I did a 137 trap, which is usually between a 10.0 and a 10.3 ET on a car that weighs 3,100 plus a 200-pound driver. So that's a lot less power to do that time than a lot of other dynos. That's just kind of what I'm telling you. So 535 on this dyno, and I was 137 trap on a GC. Like I said, with me in it is like 3,350 pounds. So I think my car is 3,160. I gotta double check. I got scales at home. I'll check it again. I'm putting twins on it right now. So after I do the twin turbo setup, I'll reweigh it, see where it's at, and then we'll go from there and see what happens again. But anyways, I mean, those results are what I would expect. I would expect to pick up 50 wheel with the next size up housing if I was already limited by the housing. And I would expect to lose about 750 RPM with the spool. And those were the numbers I told Lane that we would do before we even got this on the dyno. So clearly we're right in that ballpark. So that's great. That's great. So I'll have them make a strap for the intercooler, drain the fuel out of this, put straight ethanol in it, and then do another rip and see what it does. And then we're going to change the header. We're going to get it all done, and then we're going to change the header, and see just how much of a difference that makes. I like that header. I like the way it's designed, but it does have small primaries. I mean, they're the same size primary as like the full race header. It's like a 152 or 1.5 something primary on it. Not very big. So we'll change the header and see what happens. Now this is also a 2-to-1 up pipe. So it goes from twin to 1. So it's like a scroll and a half setup. So it's a twin scroll header going into a 2-to-1 up pipe up to the turbo. So there's a lot of experimentation on this one. I didn't want to do the 2-to-1. I wanted to do a single scroll header and a normal single scroll up pipe, but somebody made that call outside of me, and that's what we have. But it's interesting to be able to do all this and see what kind of results we get. So anyways, that's it for now. That's the end of the day. It's almost 5. I don't think I'll be here tomorrow because I got a doctor's appointment and stuff for my knee. But I will be here probably like Wednesday and or Thursday tuning cars. And we'll do some more stuff. So I will see you guys then. Pretty interesting though, again, look at those housing differences and what happened on the dyno here. So if you have any questions, feel free to come by the Discord or shoot me an email, dominic@getadomtune.com. Pretty simple. I appreciate you for the donation. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a good week.